Hello, everybody, and welcome to Saints Gaming and the stream here today. We got FACEIT Collegiate CSGO, and it's going to be in the Contenders League. We got St. Clair College versus Rutgers University. I'm alongside Dan Banners, and hope you guys are all having a great night tonight. We got a good matchup, season opener, actually, and so we'll be coming to you every Sunday with these matches moving forward. And it's a pretty big league. There's a lot of teams in here. I think there's over 100. I'm pretty sure, or something like that. There's a lot of teams in here, so this is a big league for St. Clair to get their name up there a little bit, build this roster, and it's a new roster. So I'm really excited to see how they perform going into this matchup.
It's definitely going to be an interesting one. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of FACEIT overall here across all of the Saints titles. It's a league that seems to be showing its face more and more often here. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that ends up turning out here. This time here, of course, Collegiate CSGO Contenders League for FACEIT. From what I understand, there's a Premier side of things and a Contenders side of things, where the Premier is, well, it's the Premier. It's the top of the FACEIT League. And then everybody else here in Contenders are all fighting for a chance to get into Premier, which would be obviously a big thing nonetheless for each team involved. And to start things off, you had mentioned, of course, this being a new roster. Do want to actually take a look at that, of course, because for the first time here for the St. Clair Saints esports team, a lot of veterans have left the squad. They've graduated, they've moved on to other things, and we are now filled in with a lot of fresh new blood here, as well as a couple of the rookies who are now, oddly enough, the veterans in this lineup. Let's take a look at who we got here.
Yeah, so starting us off, I mean, like you said, the two rookies that were rookies last semester that turned into veterans, that will be Moz Hack or Moz, and then Cam Abyss Lins. And so basically those two players, they were under St. Clair with the three veterans, and they were playing last semester with that roster, and so now you'd consider them the veterans, even though they're only here for one semester already, and they're on their second season here. But needless to say, we got some new additions, so those two are the old ones here. And then we got Tyler Steenberg, and then we got Bobby Sweat Sweet, and then we got Chance Formal Moreau. So, I mean, we got a great new roster here. I'm really excited to see how they perform. Of course, we got the sub Spencer Stefano Rodriguez, and it's really interesting to see because you're going to have Moz at the IGL spot. That's from, I got all this intel and everything. So Moz, he's going to be at the IGL spot. You're going to have Biss as a support, Tyler as a support, Bobby Sweat as a support. They're going to be more all around, just playing their own angles and stuff like this. Formal, that is the player you want to watch going into this matchup. He will be having an insane slaying power. He's definitely one of the top players, I'd say, in this FACEIT Collegiate CSGO Contenders League. So I'd really be interested to see him come through and pop off and just provide St. Clair with the big slaying power that they need. He'll be playing less of a set position, but more so just going for those kills and getting those cleanups and stuff, providing St. Clair an advantage. He can go in there and find 2 picks right away. That turns this thing into a 5v3, and that would really develop around in St. Clair's favor. So I think that's what they're going to be looking to do with Formal.
I mean, whenever I hear a description like that, though, where they're not a set role, but they're like you're kind of relying on their skill to go and get them to do their own thing, that kind of worries me, to be completely honest, because that screams to me solo queue mentality. And if there's anything, like, you can go play your ranked games and whatnot, and you might be able to pop off that way, but in a organized team environment like this, I want to see how Formal does end up turning up here. If it's just a matter of he's a jack of all trades and fills in the roles necessary, then I'll feel a little bit better. But if he's just the one, like, maybe not necessarily not listening, but maybe getting a little too confident going in for these kills, and sure, you might get one, but you get traded out instantly, and now you're down for the rest of the game. Which sometimes, I mean, yes, 1-for-1 trades aren't bad, but you know what I mean. Certain scenarios can happen where it's not necessarily good, right?
Exactly. You wouldn't want to lose that person, like you said, that's like a jack of all trades and stuff like that. You would not want him to go down in a one-on-one trade just right off the beginning of things. I mean, that's one of those players you'd want to be like the last ones alive, right? In the 1v2, maybe the 2v2, something like that. A more important case scenario when the round is more developed. So I'm really just excited to see how they all come together. I mean, we can't really go off of much here. We haven't seen them actually play. I know they've been practicing a lot. I know they've been scrimming a lot. They scrimmed today before their game. They were scrimming last night. So they're getting ready for this big matchup here. And I think personally, St. Clair's got a slight favorite in this matchup. Just due to FACEIT levels and just looking at like people's MMR and stuff like that throughout their profiles. just based on pure making and stuff like that. St. Clair looks like they have a little bit of an upper hand. But so I'm really excited to see if that will actually come out, and we'll see that today in this matchup. So needless to say, I mean, we got a great one under our way here. We should be not waiting too longer. We're just waiting for an IP from the players, and then we should be able to jump into things.
Yeah, from what I understand, the map vetoes are currently in progress, so we're still not 100% sure where we're even quite playing just here in this matchup. Now, before, like looking at the old squad, I think I'm trying to think of the maps that we used to see all the time here, but
I'm saying Mirage.
I feel like we've seen that a ton, yeah.
Yeah, Mirage, maybe Overpass, Train, a Nuke. I think that's kind of what we're going to be seeing. I think we're going to see a Mirage.
Okay, so if that's the case, then like I guess Saints are kind of picking up where they left off in that regard. Like sometimes new squad, new comfort picks possibly, but I mean, just even the community in general, I think just overall likes Mirage. I could be wrong though, but
yeah, I mean, you have these maps that like it's in every game. There's maps that every team is more comfortable on, and like they're just like a game favorite maps. So I think like we're gonna see a lot of those just because it's the way it goes. But if we see something in there that's not so much like that, I'd be really interested to see how that goes.
Yeah, I honestly, it's one of the things that I kind of love seeing. I know even during, it's not necessarily CSGO, but through Call of Duty and like last semester during last season, obviously you had those maps that were favored, but like say Miami specifically for Cold War, like nobody liked Miami. And to the point where like our Saints picked that as a niche pick and were able to win a lot on it, to the point where teams would just straight up not even let me stream because I got salty. But it is what it is. For CSGO, you could find ourselves in a niche pick as well. Whether it's St. Clair's or Rutgers, we'll get to see. But of course, with it being a best of one, you'll probably see a lot of those niche picks get banned away. If this was a best of 3 or even best of 5 or something, we might see something sneaky. Probably not today. It is probably going to be like a Mirage or something like you were saying.
Yeah. Just due to CSGO being the game it is like you're not gonna usually see best of 3s until you get further into like playoffs or further rounds in playoffs. So the best of 1s, like that's what makes every game count so much and so crucial, because you make one little slip and you throw that whole game out the window. Like it's really scary just CSGO being like that, but it's not like you can also turn it into a best of 3, or else we'd be here for 4 hours every match. You know what I mean? So that's just the way it has to go. But anyways, hopefully they can come up and win this one, this best of 1 here. Actually, one thing I did forget, I think we're either going to see Inferno or Mirage. I forgot to say Inferno.
I keep forgetting about Inferno too. Don't worry, you're good. But yeah,
but I think we're going to see one of those 2 maps today.
Makes sense. So now, of course, before we do get ready to hop into the game, of course, we're still awaiting the server creation, so we're going to be a couple more minutes here. But I do want to, of course, thank the sponsors that do make the St. Clair Saints Varsity Esports team possible, so that we can have these broadcasts, have these matches, show everybody off, and have some fun while doing it. Of course, St. Clair College, thank you. Tim Hortons, St. Clair SRC, and St. Clair Alumni Association, PC Outlet, and Seckelman School of Business and IT. Could not do it without you. And also a big thank you to everybody who's already tuning in here to the broadcast. I know a lot of the Saints fans have been itching for some Counter-Strike. It's one of those games that it was either on the league's channel, so we never saw it here, or the matches were just like on the same day as other matches. So we didn't get to see it a whole lot last semester, but now starting off this semester right, getting back onto the field here with the CSGO action. I think I just got messaged. Sure enough, I do have the server, so it's going to be just a few more moments here before we hop in.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so like you said, we didn't see a whole ton of it last semester, so I'm really interested to see how the schedule plays out this upcoming semester season, whatever you may call it. I think Sundays around this time are pretty clear open most of the time, so we should see more CSGO throughout this semester season, whatever it may be, and I'm really excited to see that. I'm really looking forward to it, because I feel like Saints Gaming has a big audience for the CSGO like community and everything like that, and I'm really excited to bring these matches to you guys all, and hopefully we can do it on a more frequent basis. But I think we just got into the server.
Yeah, we're just in the midst of warm-ups here. You may hear a couple gunshots here and there, but yeah, we're still just waiting for players to hop on. And of course, we have St. Clair Saints and Rutgers University, just so there's no confusion. Rutgers University is also known as the Scarlet Squires. So that's what's going to show up here in the game.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. But needless to say, we know the Rutgers University. So I know you see Rutgers a lot in actual sports like basketball, football, things like that. I always see Rutgers around doing stuff. So I'm really excited to see how they do on the esports side of thing and see how their program's developing, how their varsity rosters are developing and things like that. It's going to be a good game. And I'm just really excited to get back into the season, get back into the CSGO, get back into the collegiate esports in a whole. So I know I'm going to be alongside Danners a lot here coming up this semester, this season, and I'm really excited to get into it and just get underway. Like, I got an itch just waiting to get into this game. Oh, I think you're muted. I can't. Yeah, I'm not getting any audio real quick. No worries. I will talk to you guys for now. So yeah, like I said, Formal, you're gonna see him in here. I really want to see some big plays from him coming in this game. And Moz, I really want to see him develop some good strategies. This is his first time hopping in as the IGL for St. Clair. And with the 3 veterans being on the roster previously, first time being in there, calling the shots, making the plays. So I'm just really excited to see how Moz will develop these plays, how Formal will play into the plays that are developed by Moz, how the other 3 will come along to support the play. And if the team chemistry is really there, because I know these players have been playing together a lot already since the team has been officially announced, officially like built together, and they've been playing a lot and getting a lot of practice in. So I'm really hoping to see if that pays off today in their matchup against Rutgers University. I know we haven't seen a whole lot of any CSGO lately, but just from the word of mouth, just from what I've been hearing, I'm really just feel like the chemistry will be good between the guys. They're getting more practice time in than they were last semester. And that's what you need. Sometimes it's not all about gun skill. Sometimes it's not all about your skill as a player. Sometimes it's all about the team chemistry. We are playing a 5v5 game, team-based game mode here. So, you can't just rely on one player for something. And that's why I'm really excited to see the chemistry.
Okay, am I living? Yeah, it looks like I think we're living now, unless you can't hear me. Test.
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Wonderful. Okay, I had to shoot a gremlin, apparently. Sorry about that. But, yeah, so the thing that I was going to bring up here is when we were looking at the roster for the St. Clair squad, it's going to make things a little bit difficult here, but unfortunately, it's not going to be the exact same name that you see here in game. Apparently, once you have your FACEIT accounts, you cannot really change your name. So we have... maybe I can have you help me out here with, because we have Abyss. He has Abyss. That's totally fine. Tyler. Unicorn Love.
That's gonna be the Bobby Sweat. I'm pretty.
That's Bobby Sweat. Okay. Yeah. Then we have Quizam.
Yeah, that's gonna be Moz.
And that's Moz. Okay. And now we're still waiting on one more St. Clair player to hop in here. Yeah. Of course, these matches are all played on FACEIT servers, so they use their accounts. And, I mean, a lot of people have been having their accounts for a long, long time, not realizing that, hey, maybe varsity or a professional setting is something I'm going to. But it's A-okay moving forward here. At least now we know. Just a couple more moments. I know it seems like we're stalling for an eternity here, but just waiting for players to hop into the game. So, of course, you're mentioning player gun skill and how, and you mentioned earlier, Formal's probably that go-to guy. But I am definitely looking forward to seeing how some of these... some of the fresh blood, some of the new players here on the squad. I mean, also to give some more shine on the other players that are the veterans now, so to speak. Because before, I mean, we had Zapper, we had Shurzay, we had Cookie, and plenty of those guys were absolutely fantastic. Even ones that I know I've missed their names, but that doesn't mean they're any less of as a fantastic player nonetheless. But before, when it was, say, those 3, for example, and then there was Moz and Abyss, you wouldn't really see a whole heck of highlights coming out of Moz and Abyss. I felt like they were more supportive, if that's reasonable to say.
Yeah, I completely agree, but I really do also feel like at the same time we're gonna see that's gonna change going into this season, just due to the fact that you had those 3 before, right? And they already had their roles as the team, they already knew their positions and everything. So obviously having 2 new additions, they're just gonna come in and support, at least for the first semester, before they get more developed, before the coach knows their play style, before they know where they can be placed, certainly. And it's hard because you have Shurzay, Zapper, Cookie, like you said, they're all top players. They're all good players. And so there's not a whole lot left for Moz and Abyss to really get after. So I'm really like they have to, like you said, they have to. So at this point in time, I really think we're going to see plays forced onto them that they were not getting last semester, and it's really going to have a big impact onto the game and as the roster just has how they play in general. Um, yeah, like that's pretty
It's
much it. Like you don't see them a whole lot of them besides the support, like you were saying.
sometimes you have to light a fire under your ear to get things going. So now it's no longer, oh, I these guys can lead. It's a-okay. No, you're the leader now, like it or not. Put up or shut up. And we'll get to see with this new squad with everybody here as well. Everybody's in the lobby. We just have about a minute left of warm-up time here. Everybody getting all set to go. And actually, I'm a liar. We're getting into the game right here, right now. It's the first
Awesome.
one of the FACEIT Collegiate CSGO Contenders League. Let's have at it. This one is going to be the knife round to get things started.
Yeah, so the knife round will decide which team, like whoever wins this knife round will get to go on CT side first, I believe. So yeah, the knife round will decide what side these teams will start on. And I'm just excited to see how this one goes. You know, it's like I usually refer to the knife rounds as shaking hands with the opponent.
That's
So
essentially
you're
it.
gonna, yeah, you're gonna have St. Clair Saints take over Rutgers University in the knife round to determine their side. They're gonna start on the CT side of things, and we're gonna get underway with the pistol round. And now, Danners, I really am a big advocate for the pistol round. In my opinion, it's one of the biggest rounds in the whole game because you get off to a good start. You build your eco good. They can't buy on round 2.
Right.
Or if they buy, they're going to have very little good, like they're going to have bad weaponry. So they can't buy anything full. So it really puts an advantage on whoever wins this pistol round to kick off things.
Absolutely. Definitely makes sense going forward here. It seems like everybody's keeping the same ones, like the standard pistols anyway. Don't want to try anything too cheeky, it looks like. And now, would you say that there is a side advantage that, like,
Oh,
would St. Clair would definitely
100%.
wants CT?
St. Clair's on the side advantage right now. So CT
Gotcha.
is going to be your side advantage on almost most maps on CSGO. It's very rare you have a T side advantage. However, some teams are just better at T than CT. Like, even though there's a map advantage, you know, you still could be better at one side just because of the plays that you have developed and how good you've been working on them. But we're going to see Rutgers. They're going to come flying through this B site as all 5 of them make their way down through. You're going to see the other 2 rotate up into Banana. And now let's see this B push. You're going to see some players rotate over. That's going to be Formal. He's going to come over and help the B site. And that's going to be a big help to Abyss
Oh,
and
the switch up, though.
Moz. Oh, yeah. They're
Yeah.
running it back to A.
Yeah, so they're getting ready. Saints even rotated a little bit. Tyler's going to be the first one to actually make
Gets all that
contact here with
intel.
the enemy. So he's able to call us out, and they're just going to leave everybody except, or have everyone come over except for Abyss. Forbo going to find first blood here. That's going to be the battle right in the middle onto sites. Is the bomb taken down at this moment? I think it is, but the Kish starting off strong.
Yeah, 100%. Now all on to Abyss and Formal. One of the veterans, like we were talking about, and Formal, one of the players, the jack of all trades. Let's see if he can do something. Abyss and Tyler are going to be able to pepper that one down and kill him. And now we got a 2v3. The bomb is planted for Rutgers. They're going to have to make a play, and they're going to have to make it kind of snappy and quick. You're going to have Spooky, who's going to be sitting there behind the box in the box corner, just defending the site. And Formal is not predicting that player to be there. Formal unable to kill him. He's going to have to reload. Is he going to clean it up? He will clean it up. Still a 1v2. He's going to hop it, but he's just going to get pushed out, and he will be cleaned up by Raining Legos. And that's going to take 1-0 lead to Rutgers.
Rough there for the Saints. Just could not get the jump onto that player. And it looks like we do have a pause already here in the matchup. Looks like the side of Rutgers University seems to have lost a player. So the briefest of pauses to get things moving here. But okay, Formal's got himself 2 kills to start things off, but 2, or the Kish and Running Legos. Fantastic job nonetheless. And let's call him Sparky. Sparky on the other side there for Scarlet Squires, of course, getting that final kill to make it count. Just stalling Formal enough to the point where the rest of his team could clean it up. So far, so good, but at least it wasn't necessarily the cleanest of like sweeps. You were mentioning before in regards to economy. So with Saints dropping this one, where does this put them?
Yeah, like not in a great position at all. I'd say like they're forced to save here. The only reason that Formal could buy that weapon that he has, that pistol, is because he got those 2 kills where no
Right.
one else on Saints did. And that will provide him a little bit more eco. So if you're trying to full buy and you're on a save round, you want to save at least 2K. around there. So Formal did that. So he has 2150 left, and he spent the 500 on the pistol. So completely reasonable for him to buy. That might help them out a little bit in this round. But you're gonna see Rutgers. They're gonna spend all their money. They're gonna go in there. They're gonna spend all their money, and they're gonna try their very, very best to take this lead 2-0 before St. Clair gets to round 3 and they get the full buy. Because you really do not. You cannot. If you're Rutgers and you lose this round, you cannot give this round up. Like this second round, just considering that you won the pistol round, you have weaponry advantage, eat go advantage, momentum advantage. It's just Rutgers is a clear-cut favorite to win this up next round.
Definitely makes sense. I mean, you got the lead, you might as well push it. We do hear sometimes, like, you get the lead, you want to try and be kind of safe with it, but you'd be kind of making a mistake if you try to do that right here, right now. Similar to what you were saying, by all means, like, you've got the lead, now punish the St. Clair squad in this case here with some better weaponry. Now, unfortunately, still the one-player Connects Hawk on the side of Rutgers University is one disconnected as of this moment. Hopefully he's able to get back in here, otherwise we could be in for the briefest of delays here. You hate to see a DC this quickly, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate. I think he joined and disconnected again, or the chat just popped up or something. I just saw something in the bottom left of my feed there, but either way, we're going to still be waiting on that one player, and they do have a bunch of time here. That's one downside of CSGO. It's just sometimes so finicky. The game itself is just like to get into servers, everyone to get into an organized match. Like once you get going, it's usually pretty good. However, one player disconnects and you might have a big delay. But you see Kazam, he just spent $300 while waiting. So maybe St. Clair talking about a strategy or something that revolves around him. Yeah, it's $300 spent. He could spend some more money, so that's gonna be really interesting to see what they're talking about right now, St. Clair, how they're going to go into this round, considering their disadvantage, like I was talking about, and if they will be able to use that use this play that they're developing right now into a round win, if they can convert that into a round win.
Absolutely. See if you can maybe make the pistols work for you, or the low-cost submachine gun in regards to Formal. But of course, kind of on the briefest of pauses, about another minute or two here for the Rutgers player to hop back into the lobby. But just trying to look at the season in general here for CSGO. I know that we had UCA last season, but now I think for Counter-Strike we have 2 or maybe even 3 leagues that the Saints are going to be playing in this year. So I know, like we were mentioning before, the Saints love their Counter-Strike. We're going to get to see so much more of it. Jackson, you're going to be busy this semester.
I know. Well,
it's looking exciting,
busy,
though.
So are the players. Like, if you really think about it, they still need time to practice. They still need time to develop strategies. And you like, yeah, you could say, for example, oh, your matches can become your practice. But are you really going to be trying out new strats? Are you really going to be, trying new stuff in a real game, like that will actually matter? Not so much. Maybe if you're down a lot and you really just need to try anything you can to bring it back. But other than that, they will still need that time to practice. And if they're playing in that many leagues, they're going to be on every night grinding either a game or a practice.
It's always the struggles of or it's a struggle, but it's a good thing at the same time. The teaching some time management, of course, this entire collegiate squad, because you have to, of course, you're a student first and foremost. Make sure you give yourself enough time for that, and then get as much playtime here, much practice as possible as well on top of things. We've had some people struggle in the past. It's definitely no secret, but more and more players are starting to get it figured out, and they're having a blast doing so. According to the chat, the guy's just a matter of time before he hops in here. He's on the loading screen, so not too much longer. Thank you, everybody, for bearing with us, of course. Hate to see a pause happen so quickly into the match, but it is what it is. Online play can be finicky sometimes.
For sure. Hopefully we're smooth sailing once he gets back in here. Hopefully we don't have to deal with another pause. I mean, you hate to see it, just like waiting on the map, like waiting on the pause then, and just it really sucks. Like we just got such an itch to get into the season and everything like that, and then we just come and join the match. We play one round and pause. It's like it's upsetting, but you're bearing with us. We're bearing with it, so we appreciate you guys all for that one. And we're just waiting here still. just to get into this game. He shouldn't be too long. If he was at a loading screen, I'm assuming he's just loading up the game. You might have had to restart a router or something like that. And if he's loading up into the game, we're getting near close to getting back underway of things.
Yeah, how many times have we set up for CSGO in like the last maybe 2 or 3 seasons, and I'd boot up the game and it says like not connected to CSGO servers. Meanwhile, our internet connection is A-OK, it's perfect and ready to go. It's unfortunately kind of showing its age, but it has finally gotten fixed up here. Kex was also known as Cyclone. So Cyclone back into the game. We're about to get underway once again. Thank you for bearing with us here. Pause basically complete at this point. And now we get to see if Saints can fight from behind. We do see a handful of, looks like some machine guns here on the side of the Squires at +1 rifle.
Yeah, well, like I said, honestly, I wasn't really anticipating this as much from the Squires, right? I was anticipating them to spend more money, like not just buy those 4 max, but maybe even do a little bit something more than that. But needless to say, doesn't look like they need to. Cyclone gonna take out Tyler to open things up. Kazam, that's gonna be Moz answering right back. That's your IGL. Great pick to turn this things into a 4v4. Abyss is flying through after Moz gave him a nice little boost there to let him get through Unicorn. He's gonna get peppered down to 58. 4v4.
Definitely a close call there. Like I said, 4v4. Quazam barely hanging on by a thread. Looking to see that's a downed bomb here in this situation. Formo going to get blasted, however. Kish, ready and waiting, takes care of it. Going to be able to pick that bomb right back up. Saints are pushing forward, actually, though, getting away from the bomb sites. They only have Unicorn on site, so Bobby still near that A site, but everybody else is actually going hunting.
Yeah, Abyss is going to pepper that player down now to 67. St. Clair out of health advantage here. Abyss is going to be the player to watch. He has the SMG and he has the health. So Abyss is going to be your first line of defense. And he's going to find that player there. That's going to be Keyboy. Now, a 2v2. Unicorn with this pistol and Abyss with a Mac. And now it's going to be scary. You might see them wrap to B. And yep, they're wrapping to B. That's going to be Kish and Spooky all running all the way through there. That's going to provide Abyss a little bit of pressure. But the good thing for Abyss is he has more health than both of them. He has an SMG. Unicorn has an SMG now as well. So each team has a fighting chance here. Now, St. Clair's got to know that they're on B. You're going to see Unicorn here push through the back and see if he can develop anything. The bomb will be being planted. It's going to go down. Now, the push here. Let's see if they can break it. Unicorn making a little aggressive with his Mac. He has a player right into his right in church. He does not want to over-challenge. He does not know this player's right to his right. There's no way.
Oh my god, barely away. Kish is going to actually peek though, but it is going to blast him aside. Takes care of it. 1v2 now. Abyss to try and clutch up. Needs to take 2 eliminations plus defuse the bomb. Definitely a tall task. Going to nearly face check Kish, but he's going to have himself a battle. Not going to quite be successful in taking him down. So Scarlet Squires, Rutgers University, going to start off strong.
Yes, alrighty. We're here 2-0. I mean, I predicted this. Like,
yeah,
there's not much St. Clair could do. I mean, they brought that a lot closer than it should have been, in my opinion. So, I mean, that's a good play from them. They're going to have the buy this time. They're going to have all 5 M4s out and ready to go. You're going to see Abyss and Moz playing that B-bomb site. You're going to have the other 3 around A or mid, wherever it may be. And it looks like Scarlet Squires doesn't really have a play developed yet. They got one person going on Banana. They got one person going on Apps. So that's going to be Cyclone. And it's just a slow round right now from them. St. Clair, just don't make any mistakes. Play slow. Don't get too needy. Don't get too aggressive. And you should be A-okay.
We do see like move towards the Banana. They're actually just going to drop the bomb just to make sure that it's in a safe position in case Keyboy here happens to face check somebody. Nobody here just yet, but on the other side we have Quazam as well as Abyss nearby, ready to go. Flash is coming down.
They know they're coming.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
go ahead.
They know they're coming now. So basically, you're going to see the players rotate over a little bit. You see number 4, that's going to be Formal. He's hovering in the middle of the 2. He's going to be the flex player on this map, and he's going to be able to rotate from site to site real quick. But Formal, he's going to be getting pushed out now. They're going to rotate this a little bit, and Formal, he's going to be pushing through the smoke. Does he get eyes on the player? He's going to get cleaned up. Oh, my goodness. Wow. They completely changed tempos and changed the sites there.
Nicely done there. Once again, it's going to be the bomb planted down, this time on the A site. And now Saints are going to have to go running. Quizam's got a bit of a distance to go alongside Abyss, and Keyboy's actually kind of playing the catch the rotator. Now finally going to start running backwards. But Saints really taking their time with this one. Probably going to try and buddy system this one up.
They're saving. They're going to save.
Would be wise.
They don't want to run into a 2v5. Yeah, maybe you win it, but just looking at Scarlet Squire's weaponry, util, whatever it may be, but they're just getting really aggressive for these kills. They don't know Abyss back there. Oh, they found Moz though, and they're gonna find Abyss. Abyss is gonna find one on the Cyclone, and he's gonna be getting sprayed down. And Abyss, that's gonna be 2 exit kills from him. That's gonna be perfect. That's exactly what you need to help, the Rutgers to really just drop them on the eco side of things, right? You do not want to let them get way too built up. So Abyss gonna take that down a little bit, and he's playing pretty good so far. 4-2. I mean, this is the one of the players from last season, like you said, and you're seeing him come out a little bit more now.
Gosh, the confidence level right now of this Rutgers University squad is just on another level, ready to hunt at a moment's notice. At least there for Abyss was able to kind of slow the bleeding a little bit, so it wasn't completely all for loss. But again, of course, St. Clair's economy definitely in the gutter compared to what Rutgers is dealing with. We've got the op alongside a bunch of AKs. This one is going to be a tough one for Saints moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, Abyss is going to be the player that needs to make the big plays here. And I mean, I don't know how I feel about him sitting back pillars. Like, it feels like if he had that M4, he should be, trying to at least help them get it down to like a 5v3 or something along those lines. Kill some of those players out so their guns fall, and then their teammates can pick them up and as such. But Abyss, needless to say, gonna play it slow. Kish, watching that angle, he wants Kazam or Moz to peek him there. And I don't think Kazam and Moz will. I mean, there's no point, right? Like, why would he swing around that corner? They're going to boost Unicorn. Now he's going to swing it, maybe.
That would be interesting. We'll have to see, of course, Kish being able to one-shot kill basically anybody with this thing. Where does Quizam go? Okay, going through the smoke. Here we go. Bit of a double. And we got Abyss finding himself another. Raining Legos going to be getting himself a double in that situation as well. Bomb on the B side. Abyss again. He's going to make it work for him. Abyss, you told me he needed to clutch up. He just damn well did. Beautifully done.
Woo! I am sweating after that one. Oh my god, Abyss. He was snapping on them. Like, he wasn't even looking at the angles where the players were coming out half the time. And he was just sliding his sight right over top of their head. And that's exactly the plays you need. And that was on a save round. That is so big for St. Clair, because look what Rutgers has to do now.
Yep.
They're using pistols, SMGs. They're gonna fly down here. Abyss knows that. He's gonna back up, play his positioning a little bit more. Moz knows that as well. They're just gonna back up and get ready for it. You might see Formal rotate over. Like I said, he's in the position, so he can just rotate over real quick. Formal is gonna have the op in hand, and that's gonna be Abyss and Moz just doing it all, peppering all down.
Absolute slaughter. God. I mean, in a pistol round, I guess it's kind of to be expected. But yeah, they didn't get a single thing there. This entire momentum of this game just completely flipped after Abyss's 1v4, 1v5. Beautifully done there from him. Now, we're going on round number 6. He's got 10 eliminations to his name. Stepping up big here in this first game.
Yeah, and he's only died twice. Like, he's 10-2. He's got a 5.0 KD. It's unreal. That's what you need. Unicorn, he likes playing these high angles. He keeps getting boosted up. That was from Tyler this time. Unicorn, I mean, and the thing that's good about playing these angles where you get boosted up is Rutgers isn't going to check that spot initially. Like, they aren't predicting you to be there, right?
Right.
So, but Unicorn, if the keeper decides to push out, he's going to find something here. He was swinging away. He wasn't sure if that was going to be a flash. And just like I said, Kish, he's not looking up there at all until he gets the call out to Keyboy. Keyboy's like, okay, he's up there. I'm going to go check that one out. 4v4 now at hand. Tyler going to find Cyclone. Now a 4v3 in advantage for St. Clair Saints.
I might have spotted them out. We have 3 on the side of Scarlet Squires coming on through. Formal operating and waiting. He's going to find one. Can he find himself another? Not in time. So the bomb moving towards that B side 2-on-2 to finish off this round. Quizam and Abyss once again versus Keyboy and Raining Legos. Bomb down, so the pressure is on for the Saints to make this work. Right now, Quizam, I feel like he needs to slow down a second because Abyss is not exactly in position to react to whatever he does, rather than trickle in, try to both go in at the same time.
Does he not see him?
Oh, he does now, so he thankfully couldn't finish it off, and he just makes it look easy! All right.
My goodness. The veterans, like you said earlier before this game, they're going to be forced to make these plays. And they're handling good under the pressure. Like, in my eyes, you know, they're playing it good. It's interesting to see the two veterans not being split. They're playing together. So you're leaving A on the 3 rookies. And I mean, yeah, that's kind of scary. But you do have Formal there. And I'm like to think, like, yeah, Formal might be 5-4, you know, same as some of the other players. But Abyss also did get some of his 10 kills on Rutgers saving. So,
which is fair.
Yeah, at this point, you know, I'd like to say Formal, Maz, Abyss, they're the players that are doing a lot right now. They're the players that are putting in the work. And that's going to be Rutgers forced to save again. So now at this point in time, oh my gosh, that's going to be Abyss getting cleaned up. That's going to provide them an AK. That's scary. Maz could fall to that AK. And oh, yeah, just like I said, the AK is going to be the one to push them through. They're going to want Maz's weapon on the ground now. And they're going to grab that. They're going to have 2 AKs and a 3v5. So Rutgers, they have a good shot at winning this round.
Uncharacteristic, unforced error coming out from Abyss there. Like, he just looked at the wall as if somebody was going to teleport into it. And, like, there's nobody there. That was definitely unfortunate. Could not react in the slightest. Gets blasted down. And now the door is open here for Rutgers University to make the play. Unicorn going to face check. Not going to be able to win that battle, as the bomb does go down at A site. This one is looking lost. It looks like Rutgers may be able to get themselves back in the lead here in this game. That being said, though, Formal at least is moving forward, not necessarily trying to save just yet. 9 right in the doorway. Headshot. Take them down. At least getting 1 for their troubles.
Well, I mean, they still got a shot at this one. It's just Formal's going to have to do it all here in a 1v5.
He's going to get triangled out. He's going to be able to take 3, though, so a solid shot nonetheless. But the nice little change in momentum here for Rutgers. Of course, the Scarlet Squires to be able to take this lead back. And now they get the bye, and it's going to be a little deadly moving forward.
Abyss with an op in hand. He spent 11k this round, so he's going all out for this one. He had the money to spend, and he's going to do it. Now, Abyss, he's really want to see how he plays with this op. He's going to go towards the B site still. I mean, it looks like Rutgers feels more comfortable around B. And they want to play the B site more, which most teams are like that. And unfortunate. Unicorn Formal going to fall right away. 5v3. Abyss is going to have to go huge with this op here. It's hard to be in a 5v3 now, especially just considering how much money he spent. They really do not want to lose this one.
Definitely be a heartbreaker. Granted, as of this moment, they're kind of hovering around that B site, but how many times have we seen Rutgers do this where they make it look like they're going B, then just completely switch it over to A? So we'll have to see momentarily. They're still kind of hovering around the middle. Of course, numbers advantage, 5 on 3. And with, of course, with the op, you only get 1 shot, then you have yourself a little bit of a cooldown. So, yes, you might be able to take 1, but will you trade your life 1 for 1? That's not worth the money that they've spent in this round.
Rutgers is really good about tricking St. Clair into thinking they're going one site and then just completely flipping it on them and going on to another site. If Tyler's was able to clean up that last kill in a Cyclone, he wasn't able to. Got him down to 3 HP. Now a 2v3. And now this is definitely doable. Maz, they're all watching this room that Maz is about to come out of. Thank God it's smoke for him, but he's going to get naded and pepper down to 45, sorry. And Abyss, he's going to have them off. Like, it's hard to just push through with that. Like, they're going to have to push. And it's just a tough scenario for them to be stuck in. Like, look at, he's not going to find anything throughout these if he just sat there. So the Maz is going to go in, try to get them to move a little bit so he knows where more of these players are. Cyclone going to send out his flash and, choked the shot. Abyss, he's going to run out there and save the op.
Yeah, it makes sense. And it felt like the Saints were not necessarily on the same page there. It looked like Abyss was pretty much ready to call this one a save round like 20 seconds ago. Actually, 2 of those players going down, so that's somewhat significant, actually. That was a little odd. But, sorry, to finish that thought real quick. So, yeah, Abyss, like 20 seconds ago, was assuming that it was a save round. And then when they got a couple of extra eliminations, he then kind of rotated in. But it was a little too late. They came in at the same angle, and it just didn't quite work for them. But they basically get themselves a free double kill in regards to their economy since they stood on the bomb.
Oh my, Cyclone's gonna mess up that one. Formal gonna fall to the operated way against Quiche. 5v4 in favor of Rutgers. And I mean, You can't lose this round if you're St. Clair. Like, you are all in. Look at your money. 0, 0, 0, 50, 10, 50. Like, you really do not have anything to work with on the back end of things. So losing this round would probably lose you the next round too, which puts them in not so great of a spot. They really need to secure this one.
Absolutely hate to see Formal going down so early, but of course sometimes it happens. We see for the first time here, it's going to be, I think the first time, Unicorn picking up the op for himself, picking it off of, I believe, his Formal's body there. So have to see how he can pull this one off, because he's been the one just looking for kind of cheeky angles in the past. Kish, op in hands, Quizam right around the corner. Who peeks first? Not the wall. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yep. He's going to make his way out there alive, turn things into a 4v4, and that's exactly what you need. No need to get greedy, right? Like, you were at a disadvantage already. Now you can turn things up a bit, because Sam's going to find someone any second around this corner. That's going to be Cyclone. He gets him peppered down. There's 2 players there. He's going to clean one up. He gets the intel on the other player being there. He's going to probably get some help. Unicorn, just watching that with the op. It's interesting to see Unicorn with the op. I was not anticipating that. You usually do not see the rookies with the op in their hands. But, oh my, Unicorn's going to fall there, and that's going to be Moz falling as well. Now a 2v3, all onto Tyler and Abyss. Let's see what they can do.
We're going to have a collision course right here in 1 second, and Abyss gets absolutely mowed over, and it's going to be this round going over to Rutgers University, unless somehow Tyler wants to go for something crazy. But no, he's just going to take this up and hang on to it for the next round. It should be a clean-cut round here for Rutgers. Unfortunate there for Abyss. He just walked around a corner and said hello to all 3 members of the Squires. And I don't care how good you are. Unless they line up and you manage to headshot all 3 all at once, you're not taking care of that one.
Yeah, like, this just puts St. Clair in a very rough position. Like, just looking at money, just looking at the round count, just all those things combined coming together just isn't in their favor right now. They're going to be down 6-3 with little to no money. All they have is Tyler's op, and I doubt Tyler's going to be keeping that. He's probably going to toss it to another player on the team.
Right.
So you're going to have pistols all around, and then Tyler with the op. Like, there's no way that St. Clair's going to force here. You know, it's still only a 3-round game. It's close. It's the beginning of the match. They're not going to force this one, at least I don't anticipate. You might see Formal or Kazam buying something a little bit light. Formal might buy a little bit of util because he has the op. No, they're going to keep all their money. Yeah, Unicorn, he bought 1 grenade, and Moz bought 1 grenade. So not a whole lot going on from the side of St. Clair. They're just going to try to pull off the inedible and try to do something crazy here.
Oh, just crazy how one bad round loss can lead to possibly 2 or 3 if you're not careful. We see, of course, St. Clair, other than Formal with the op, everybody else not spending pretty much anything, exception of those grenades like you had mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, a fully loaded and ready to go Rutgers University squad here, as Abyss trying to duel out one of the players with an AK with a pistol. Granted, he's getting a little bit of damage, but it's not necessarily a battle that he is winning. In a bit of a sneak attack position here, as looks like Sparky going to try to move forward, get the jump on him. If he can get the headshot, the shot's not quite landing. Quizam does eventually clean it up. Abyss is going to hang on for dear life, but the Unicorn also, in the meantime, went down as well. The 3-on-4 in this situation.
$5 as Rutgers rotates it to A. It's what they do best, man. Like, they'll take it, they'll bait them so hard into B, and then they'll just flip the switch on them. And St. Clair's falling for it every time. It's just rough. They really just need to, like, yes, you could see a bunch of people come through there and get the B point, but at the end of the day, you still got to keep some people on A just for this scenario. I know you're in a 3v4, but at the same time, you can't be letting that happen. And you're going to see Tyler, Abyss, and Formal try to make something happen.
Hello.
You're probably going to see Abyss and Formal save. Like, I don't see why they wouldn't save here.
Yeah, the 2 of them going up against the 4. Formal might be able to get himself a quick peek onto one of them, but why would you want to risk it? I'm not quite sure, and you can tell he's being rather cautious in this case. You know, all Abyss all the way around, and okay, he does spot the player, and he's going to run for the hills, make sure he doesn't get hunted down. Keyboy might want
exit frag. Exit frag. Ah, there he is. Formal will get him. That'll take down the eco of Rutgers a little bit, but at this point in the game, you only have 5 rounds left in this half, and Rutgers has over 5K on each player, which means Rutgers shouldn't really run out of money for the rest of this half.
I mean, small victories, right? we take where we can get them to start things off. At least you're kind of chipping away at the economy of Rutgers University. But that being said, still here, Squire is looking quite fantastic. Start things off. And will we see the bait and switch once again here? And is St. Clair going to finally possibly adapt to that strategy?
Yeah, so here we go. You typically see Unicorn. He's gonna be usually using the AUG and playing down that mid, just waiting for somebody to push through it. And I'm really excited this year. Is that gonna
Oh,
be Moz? He's gonna fall down, peeking that Abyss. He's gonna answer back and find a trade, but he's gonna get naded, and that's gonna pepper him down to 58. Able to connect on the quiche with the op, and now it is a 4v3 in favor of Rutgers. Cyclone very weak though, so all it takes is one bullet and to stop that from happening, and that's going to be Formal getting aggressive with the op and finding two. There it is from Formal. Will he be able to find the third? You're going to see those players rotate back out banana, and they're going to go A now. I guarantee they're going to go A, and nobody from St. Clair's over near A.
oh my goodness. And they say, like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. But what about fool me 7 times? Where is it at this point? Because right now it's just happening time and time again. But it is kind of funny. The one time that the Squires actually went towards that B site, they get absolutely opened up by Formal. And Unicorn is going to spot them out, so at least they're not already planting.
Yeah. They are now. They got the bomb down and planted, but everybody from St. Clair has the intel. They're not letting these players get set up in the spots. Look at, they're pushing them right through into top apps. Formal should be predicting this with that smoke going down. And that's going to be Keyboy finding one right there. Formal, all he has to do is hold this angle. And, oh, just bad timing. If he just kept holding that angle, he just accidentally made himself. There it is. Another one for Formal. 1v1. Oh, never mind. They got that cleaned up. 1v0. And Formal finding 3 that round with the op. That's what I was talking about in the beginning of this game. Put a good gun in Formal's hands. Get him in a good position where he can go nuts. And it worked out, right? So he really flipped that round on the head and took that one for the team. And now you got and the one thing that scares me a little bit is you see Abyss starting off 10-2, and now it goes 11-5. That means he's been 1-3 in the last few rounds, which is also kind of scary to me. And they really just need these veterans players to turn up a little bit.
Yeah, that last round may have not necessarily been the cleanest one we've ever seen, but they did make it work. A couple of funny nades and whatnot, but they trade enough to make sure they can secure that round. Now we'll get to see this time by. Unicorn has Cyclone right behind him, I do believe. Tyler getting himself peppered a little bit on that A site. But a bit of a line of scrimmage. Nobody really committing to any site as of this moment.
Yeah, and I feel like that isn't bad for Rutgers. Like, they can always, not committing to one site and going full-fledged on it allows them to have the ability to flip-flop and, like, make St. Clair kind of worried. Well, Formal find somebody here. Will that player get aggressive in top apps? That's what I'm really wondering. Cyclone, he's going to send out the molly, and Formal unable to connect with that shot. Now he's going to be smoked out. He's going to be put in a tough position. He's going to try to find anything he can. Oh, if only he shot from below. He's going to get flanked out from Spooky. Abyss and Moz, the players that play B, are the only ones left. At this point, save your M4s. That's just my opinion. And it looks like they're going to be doing that.
Definitely makes sense. Unfortunately, there just a couple of wrong plays, wrong times. We saw even through the smoke, Formal was taking a couple of shots where just a second sooner, he would have actually got somebody, but just barely. Barely not enough time.
Yeah, Formal's been having really bad timing in these last, like, 2-3 rounds, just from what I've been seeing. Just, like, unable to, like, he'll check an angle, and he'll be like, okay, nobody's there. Look away, and as soon as he looks away, that player will come out of that angle.
Yeah.
There's not much you can really do about that, to be honest. Like, that's not in your control whatsoever.
Yeah, because there's, like, missing your shots or whatnot, and sure, that's something on you, but sometimes you just kind of get a little unlucky. And definitely the case there. It's, of course, going to be forced to reset once again, rebuy pretty well everything. Just the 2 members alive after that one. And it looks like we have another save.
Yeah, like, I mean, they're kind of forced on it at this point. Like, you could force buy here, but in my opinion, you just be digging a bigger hole for yourself. But needless to say, 4-8 game, and St. Clair really needs to turn it up here. I mean, they do have the CT side advantage too, so it really scares me on going onto the T side of things.
We'll have to see how much better their attack is in this situation, because I'm going to be the first casualty down by the A site. Opens that up a little bit. Only 2 players per site at this moment. I'm still hovering around that midsection. Possibly thinking about B, but, I mean, we've seen exactly what this team's been capable of. Cyclone going to find himself a double kill. That A site is basically completely opened up now.
Yep. And there's not a whole lot to answer to it. I mean, all you got is Formal and his SMG. Let's see what he can do with that. He's going to find one on the Cyclone. That'll give him a little bit of a benefit. Abyss trying to push that player out. He won't find anything there. He's going to rotate over, help out his buddy Formal. And Tyler's going to be a player just kind of hovering and floating around B, which isn't a bad idea, just to like kind of keep him. So just in case they switch up, but I really just where Rutgers is right now, I really don't think they're gonna change sides. Formal gonna find one, unable to find the other one, and Abyss choked those shots all onto Tyler and his pistol, and he's gonna have a really tough time here in this 1v3. There's no point in saving though; he has nothing to save, and the Quiche will clean him up. 9-4 now in favor of Rutgers.
Well, they made an attempt, but of course another one or another point for Rutgers here in this situation. Fully loaded, ready to go as per usual. Saints are going to try and get something started this time, though, spending what they have. But you can see they're down to like $100 tops after doing that buy. So, rather brutal moving forward here. Almost time for the attack, but Rutgers' attack's just looking so good so far.
And Maw is going to get aggressive with things, and it'll pay off, as they have a 5v4 advantage now on their buy round, which is huge. If they're going to start taking things back, they really have to do it in these next 2 rounds. You do not want to be down 11-4, 10-5. At least try to get the 9-6 at half.
Makes sense. Oh, take him out by the elbow. Abyss goes down here after a nice shot from Kish. Once again. Rather split out.
Yeah.
Nobody really predict anything just yet, but at least Cyclo went down too. He had quite the round last time. So at least that A site isn't as threatened, but Keyboy is down there.
Yeah, well, Quiche is really just popping off here. Tyler gonna be the last kind of defense on this site. He's gonna find one, but unable to clean up Quiche as Quiche continues to go on his tear, finding 2 kills this round alone. Now all onto Unicorn and Moz. And like, what, do you save? Like, maybe. Oh yeah, you see him. You see him. There we go. That's gonna be one for Moz, but like, it is winnable. At this point, I wouldn't save. You just got to go for it. Like, you don't have a whole lot to lose, I'm going to be completely honest.
Absolutely. 2 on 2. First, that bomb basically takes forever, it feels like, to actually blow up here. Unicorn going to be the first onto site. Do they see the person on site? As Kish once again gets swarmed. This could be the opportunity they need. Kazam's going to look for the bomb. Where is Sparky? Right around the corner. Spots him out. Takes him down. Saints might be able to take this, or is it too little too late?
No,
I think they wasted enough time.
Yeah. I mean, and that's all Rutgers was trying to do at that point. Like, they could care less if they died. They just, like, a round win is way more valuable than any sort of, you know, playing for your stats. You'd much rather a round win than play for your stats. So, Rutgers going to do that, and they're going to take a 10-4 lead here. Best case scenario at halftime is a 10-5 for St. Clair if they win this round. So, you're going to see them spend all their money they can. They're going to buy some FAMASs, an M4, some ops. Let's see what they can do.
All right, I'm going to ask the noob question right here. Cash, or your economy doesn't carry over at halftime, right?
No, your economy does not carry over halftime. You go right back to a pistol round.
Right, so at least they'll be able to get a bit of a reset. And again, Quizam has Cyclone's number, finally. Taking him down 2nd round in a row, shutting him down nice and quick. That B-side looking active, however. Let's see if Abyss and Tyler can shut this down this time.
Yeah, and Abyss, he's going to try to do anything he can. He's going to fly out there. He's going to get a one-on-one trade. 3v3, not bad. Formal has the op in hand. Formal is the player I'd be scared of if you're Rutgers. You have that player with the op in hand. I'm not, in my opinion, Formal is best with the op in his hand. Maw is going to come through Banana, provide a little bit of a flank. Push the last 2 players from Rutgers way back in sight. And this is pickings for Formal. Formal just, like, if he just goes through church here and just once this smoke clears, like this, he's going to get cleaned up. Unicorn, they know where this player is.
And they do.
Perfect.
They managed to clean it up. I like the 3-pronged attack that they were going for. Granted, it ended up taking Formal out nice and quick, but at least everybody else cleaned up right after that. So Saints at the halftime mark going to at least get 5 on the board. On the defensive side, that definitely hurts. But we'll have to see how they hold up here on the attacking side of things. Halftime switch in progress. Let's hope for the sake of the hometown squad here for the Saints that their attack here on this map is much better than the defensive side of things.
Yeah, and like I said, most maps are CT sided, they are CT based, etc. However, like I said before, you have some teams who are just better at the T side of things. So I'm really interested to see if St. Clair is going to be one of those teams on the T side of things. But this isn't an actual round. This is just a practice.
Well, interesting, because we're just having ourselves a bit of a banana blitz here, if that is the case.
Yeah, this is just nothing. Like, this is just a random round.
Normally there would be some sort of notification. I'm kind of surprised that's not the case, because you guys, it feels like they're going hard, but yeah, I guess they wouldn't kind of be blasting each other if that was the case, now would they?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to cast it as if it is anyway, just to keep warmed up, of course, as we do have the 4v3. Zane's going to be able to successfully hang on for dear life. Quazam going to finish off Sparky. Tyler finds Cyclone as well. One more left, and that was, in fact, a round. So the pistol round going in the favor of St. Clair.
Okay, that really confused me. So when they were in their league, last season,
there was a break.
And most other things, there's a break, and they have to flip it. And also, if you see right underneath the timer, the round will not be like that. It'll go back to 1.
Right.
So that's completely my fault. And I'm sorry I wasn't casting that better for you guys. But you're gonna see Rutgers force on this round 2. Oh my god!
Got him.
His aim is impeccable. Keish's aim with the off, with the deagle, he's just really good at those one-shot like bullet weapons, and it's really showing here in this game as you're gonna see Unicorn find one, turn this into a 4v4, but Formal's gonna quickly fall after E-Boy doing it all from the back pillar. Now let's see if Abyss can clean him up, but he's in a 1v4. He's gonna get pinched. He's gonna not be able to do a whole lot, and Rutgers gonna win that force.
And the force coming in clutch there, considering, like we were saying during the first time with Saints on defense, so you lose the first round, you oftentimes are pretty well out of luck for the second. Well, they completely just shut that down. They bought and they got value for it, whether it was the one shot of the Deegs or whatever. They make it work, and now they don't have to really spend anything. They're looking pretty healthy. Quiche is the only one who really had to buy. And Raining Lego is going to start things off strong. Solid double, eventually going to go down to the shot from Formal. But still, getting himself a double there, fantastic. Cyclone going to find Abyss as well. This is looking a little bit rough here for the Saints. Another huge shot from the shotty of Cyclone. Nicely done there. Quazam going to be short to follow as well. Solid round here for the Scarlet Squires.
Yeah, Rutgers just really are just looking dominant right now. And I mean, if you look, though, like Moz, Formal, and Abyss, those were your players to watch going into this. And I said it before. Yes, you have your 2 veterans, what being Kazam and Abyss, and they are, have their plays already developed. They already know St. Clair, CSGO, etc. So they're not new to this. However, the other 3 are. But Formal, he's used to adapting. He's used to being able to do it. But Abyss and Unicorn find 3 down mid. And that's going to be big for St. Clair as they're in a 5v2 now. They're looking to take their 7th round win. Maw is just completely pushing this player out. And he will clean that one up. That's going to be FACEIT completely taken over.
Yeah, all up to Keyboy. That's not going to happen unless an absolute miracle happens here. So Saints, stop the bleeding. Stop any sort of crazy momentum running away here for Rutgers University, and are going to be completely fine. Nobody went down either, so they're going to finally be able to build up a little bit of economy as long as Keyboy doesn't find a quick sneaky pick. But I doubt that's going to be the case unless it's on the exit.
Also, being on the T side of things will actually provide you an advantage in eco anyways,
right?
Because you don't have to buy diffuse kits, which shorten the diffuse time from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. And those are $400. So you don't have to buy those. All of your weapons are more. So like buying an M4 is going to be like $3,000, $3,300 rather than the $2,700 an AK is. So just overall in general, you're spending less money to be on the T side of things. But being on the T side of things, you also need to buy more util, etc., to break into a point where on the defensive side of things, maybe lessen it down on the util because it's not as important.
Definitely makes sense. And now we look at the bank right now for the Saints. It looks absolutely beautiful in the situation. A little bit of chip damage to start things off. Lego looking to find himself maybe a sneaky little high angle on the Saints as they look to spread out this next attack a little bit on A. Maybe they're all looking towards A in this situation. Just waiting for everybody to group up and move forward. It looks like Tyler in the building, ready to make a play. But Unicorn still a little bit behind, keeping the rears in check.
Yeah, 100%. And this is a big round for St. Clair because if you win this one, this forces Rutgers to save next round. So, oh, there's 2 kills from Kazam and Tyler, and that's exactly what you need. Just as I was saying, this will force Rutgers to save, and that would probably get you another round win. So that could move this score to 12-9 real quick and real easy, which would be a huge advantage for St. Clair going into this as they went into half down 10-5. If they can bring this into a 3-round game, that's a good half already to start things off.
Gonna be rough. Keyboy gonna face check Abyss. Abyss gonna get the better of him in that case here. But the Squires absolutely, or I was gonna say absolutely not thinking about a save. Now they are. Now they're running for the hills. I think it's gonna at least bring this up to 8. Another solid round. Formal the only casualty. So far, so good now. This attacking side of things here for St. Clair seems to finally be underway and starting to bring the momentum back into their favor.
Yeah, 100%. And 12-8 game now. That's exactly what you need as St. Clair. And if you look at it, Rutgers, they're forced to save here besides the 2 M4s that they saved from the previous round. So that being said, I mean, St. Clair, they're looking like in a pretty decent position to kind of take things back a little bit.
All right, you want to know fun little fact here for the stream? While I'm setting up the streams and whatnot, I always have just a mock score in there, like a brief prediction. I predict Saints get this 16-12.
Oh.
Would they? I had this set like an hour or 2 ago. Can they actually pull this off? Tyler taking the first step into making that prediction correct. However, Rain and Lego's going to shut this down. See, Maz right around the corner, has Formal alongside him, and okay, he does his back turn. He's going to get smoked this time by. So far, so good for the Saints. Bomb is down right now, though. Tyler had it, and it's going to be Unicorn running to try and pick that one up, it looks like. But everybody pretty much at A site here. Keyboy. Oh, okay, he's going to get jumped on. Maz going to be successful again. Formal goes down. Can Maz find another one? He's not going to be able to do so. Does end up going down. Or actually, did he trade out there? He might have very well actually.
No, he actually went down, and now it's a spooky 1v2. And he has that M4 in hand. So this is the player that you do not want in the 1v2. And will he just even hop this? Maybe there's no way. But you're gonna see like Abyss and Unicorn aren't anticipating him to be on site.
Right.
They don't know that he's here. And Unicorn's just completely wrapping around. Like he's trying to get a little bit of a flank going.
Actually.
But he's not able to do so. The smoke diffuse. He's gonna try to smoke diffuse it. Abyss is the only hope.
He's spraying in there, and okay, no, he is gonna find him.
Yeah, that is real good for Abyss. I was getting kind of worried as you see that time just tick down and down and down without God dying. It gets scary there, but Abyss, needless to say, he will clean him up. Now a 12-9 game, and we got more of a game on our hands now, Danners. A little bit of a closer matchup, and that's what we like to see. I know we both like to cast close games. It's really interesting. It's really fun to do. Like, of course, you love to see a St. Clair blowout wins every now and then and stuff, right? But at the same time, just bringing some entertainment into the mix as well. And that's going to be one-on-one trades now. Abyss going to find Spooky, but Raining Lego's going to find Kazam. Now a 4v4. And all these players from Rutgers only have pistols.
And they are strictly pistols. However, they kind of got a bit of a buddy system going on here. Pairs of 2 pretty much right next to each other. So if somebody on the side of the Saints just kind of trickle in without a partner nearby, they could easily get popped. And they're going to try. Unicorn turns it, at least gets one. Abyss going to clean up the other. And then there's going to be yet another Formal taking one down. Finishes it off. Spray and pray, why don't you? Takes care of him.
Yeah, 100%. And you're going to see the quiche with the op in his hands.
That's
now
scary.
I'd be worried if I was St. Clair. Exactly. Like, he's 20-15, and I'd say probably half that's with an op or a deagle. Like, just a one-shot weapon where you can just bop him right in the upper half of the body and do, like, a one-shot, one-kill kind of type of deal. And look at that. Right off the bat of things, they're going to find Abyss. Now they're trying to cross through here. And look at that. They're going to find Formal as well when he's trying to cross. And that's just really unfortunate. He's just might as well just sit here and just keep watching this. Like,
Yeah.
You got a 5v3 advantage here. It's really tough from St. Clair now.
I would expect no less of somebody with an Obelisk the Tormentor profile picture being an absolute god with that op in this series. As we see, 5 still alive, 2 on the side of St. Clair to try and attack something. They're going to have to try and make a sneaky play and hope that Rutgers trickle in somewhere. Otherwise, it's just save. Kish is just destroying everybody, even with his vision obscured a little bit, making it work. Unicorn is going to run for the hills and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's exactly what you got to do. There's no point in really doing that. It's 10-12. Like, it's a close game. You got to keep every kind of eco or weapon you can. Like, and at least St. Clair has money.
Which is true, yeah. And, okay, Unicorn going to find one at least. Kish, actually, as well. The one going down. So, rather nice there, nonetheless. Keyboy's going to be able to pick up the op, nonetheless, though. So, at least that gun's not going to waste, per se.
Yeah, exactly. So, at least he's able to get that extra frag, drop their eco a little bit. And that's hard for Rutgers right now. You can't afford to lose eco. Just looking at their money, etc. You can't really afford to lose that.
Definitely true there. Okay, finds himself an AK to switch up with 2 there for Cyclone. So he's at least going to get himself ready to go for this next round here. Unicorn, I think he is spotted. He is about to get charged on in here. Can he manage to sneak a quick exit kill? They're going to spray and pray, and actually they do find Unicorn. Solid job there from Cyclone to push through the smoke. So just completely neutering the weaponry, the armory of sorts on the side of St. Clair.
We got a pause.
Tactical pause activates. So if there's any time you want to do that, it's definitely now. Let's throw it back to us for the briefest of seconds here, as this has just been an absolutely crazy match. It looked like it was going to be the Rutgers University runaway, but now Saints on the attacking side of things really bringing it back around. Only 3 rounds down. They have money in the bank right now for at least a couple of them. The only one right now is Quizam, who's completely empty, but at least the rest of his team looking good. Abyss still sitting there with 1,500, actually, so it's doable. But yes, of course, as soon as Kish got the op, it looked brutal. That last round was rough.
Hard, man. Like, it's really hard for St. Clair to to stop, even no matter for any team, not St. Clair. When a good player gets an op in their hands and they know how to use it and they know what angles to hold and where, it almost completely blocks off that angle for that team. Like, if they're gonna hit their shot 90% of the time, and you can, especially on Inferno, you can hold that mid alley, and you literally are stopping a big cross. Like, no one can switch sites or something without you having intel of it. Even if you miss your shot, you're gonna see them cross, and you can just relay it to the rest of your teammates.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely makes sense there. And with the way Kish has been playing, you almost kind of have to Zerg rush him a little bit. Maybe get 2 or 3 people from different angles to try and deal with it. Granted, in that last one, Unicorn was able to shut him down in the end, but it was when everyone was kind of getting relaxed, as we are unpaused, getting back into the action here for this 24th round. Let's see if Saints can post one back. They're loaded and ready to go. Lots of AKs, and Abyss is going to be carrying an op, actually, not formal this time.
Yeah, I mean, you'd really just got to see a little bit more from Tyler and Unicorn. Abyss! That's the kill you want. If he's pulling out the op and he's putting it in hand, you do not want to kill, I mean, of course you want to kill the other players as well, but the Quiche is the biggest threat to St. Clair right now, and to have him out right away and to have a 5-4 advantage is huge for St. Clair.
Okay, we're going to trade right back, though. Cyclone going to find Tyler up in the building, but it's going to be Keyboy getting himself another. Maz goes down in this situation 2-4. This turned rather quickly as Unicorn went down 2. A little bit of an interesting nade opportunity there for Abyss, unfortunately. They might be able to find one. Doesn't quite find his shot. That is going to be Keyboy around the corner. Formal and Abyss trying to make the play towards this A site, but as we can see on the mini-map, it is pretty well covered, with 3 of the Rutgers University players being there, ready to cover when the move does get made. Abyss, of course, does not have that much health, and Formal got mowed down off screen here, so it's just up to the Abyss to make the play. Not going to happen. Spooky going to finish it off.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, St. Clair really got their backs up against the wall, not really due to money. Like, they got enough to buy stuff. Abyss can buy something for Amaz or Kazam, whatever it may be, whatever you want to call it. but you have St. Clair also at the same time, like, down 4 rounds, right? You have your money, but the 4 rounds are way more valuable than any sort of money, right? So Cyclone gonna find things right away. Keisha gonna find one. Raining Lego's gonna find one, and this is just hard for St. Clair. I really feel like they are losing momentum, and they're losing like the passion to just like keep fighting. It's hard because like the position they're in, their backs are really up against the wall, and it's really the odds are stacked against them, and I really feel like it's getting into their heads.
Absolutely, especially when you see like 3 of your members get completely dropped right away. If you're like Formal Krazan right now, it's like, oh, really? Like, we have to do this again kind of thing? Like, obviously, they're
Exactly.
there to support their teammates, but it's definitely exhausting, definitely painful to deal with sometimes. As Cyclone finds Quazam, it's just a matter of dealing with Formal. Last one alive here for St. Clair. Finds one, but he's not going to be able to get the other. Cyclone going to find himself, I think that's a triple here in this round, as match point now on the board here for Rutgers.
Yeah, St. Clair, you're not in a great position, and you really just have to force. Like, what else are they really gonna do besides force here? Um, I mean, it's really tough if you're from the side of St. Clair at all, to be honest, because you're down by 5, they're up match point, you need a force by here, and all you have is SMGs versus what? An AWP in Keisha's hand, and versus an AKs versus M4s. Like, everything is stacked against you right now, and you really just need a round one here. But Formal gonna be falling to that nade right off the hop. Things really not gonna do a lot of work for St. Clair.
Yeah, odds are definitely not in their favor this time by, but we'll see if they can have one last hurrah here as they are looking towards B, maybe taking the fake for themselves to switch it back up to FACEIT. Quazam or Amaz is right there if he wants to start getting ready to move forward and clean out the sites, but you can at least I get the feeling right now that St. Clair just feels lost.
Yeah, they really just don't have a lot to do. They have these 4 SMGs. They're just sitting here like, look at that. You decide to push up Banana, and who are you challenging? You're going to be challenging, is that Quiche? Yeah, Quiche is going to be down through mid on A. So any of this push, look at this. Kazam, he's going to be getting all the pressure in a second here from Quiche. He's just watching this, waiting for them to push through this. Like, he is at such an angle right now that, watch. Oh, yeah, he's going to miss that one. Oh! Well, I was, like, he had 4 people to shoot at. I was really anticipating on him getting one of them. Cyclone going to smoke himself off, splash himself out, and that's going to be all these players. Spooky is the player to watch here, though, as he can come through here and really destroy St. Clair's plan of attack here. Abyss finding Cyclone through the smoke, and with his off now a 3v3 in hand. St. Clair of the upper advantage. They have control over the site. That's going to be Unicorn Love finding one on the Raining Legos. Now all onto Spooky and Keyboy. What are they able to do? Spooky finds Tyler and Abyss, and Unicorn find the others and clean up 15-11, and St. Clair is keeping themselves alive.
An uncharacteristic error coming out of the quiche there. He hits like 2 of those people. Like, this entire series, he would take like 2 of them out in that situation. But somehow, with having such a huge target, I don't know if he was just like surprised with the amount of people there or what, but he got completely jumped on. He's going to get another op for his troubles, and okay, he does find Abyss with a bit of the revenge kill there this time by. But that 11th win there for Saints probably shouldn't have happened in the fashion that it did. Small victories, we'll take those, but we'll get to see if Rutgers can clean it up this time by.
Yeah, Quiche is really the threat, and to have him miss all those 4 people and just like get completely like flown out is huge for St. Clair for that last round. But now this round, see, it looks really tough, and at least Maz will be able to clean him up, and that's going to provide a 4v4, and it's going to take the op out of Rutgers' hands. Is St. Clair able to pull this off? Like, they're really kind of shocking me on how they're playing right now. Maz is going to run into the Raining Lego, so what's going to happen over here?
Oh,
he was not anticipating that.
It does get dropped. Those B-switch, maybe?
You don't see St. Clair pull this one off too much, and they only have Raining Legos over here. I mean, yes, of course, you do have Keyboy, who's easily rotatable, but they're going to push him out, and Formal going to be the first one here with the op, and he's going to find his head. Now, Formal's just going to watch down here, and this is going to be a perfect play from St. Clair. Perfect. Like, you're going to see all these players come through. Formal's just going to get an angle. He's going to come behind this pole. He's going to wait for that smoke to clear. He's going to watch Church, everything. Formal and prime positioning, and having an op right back here like this, and so is really scary for Rutgers.
Definitely rough to deal with. And of course, as soon as I switch away, Formal going to find the first elimination. Can he find another? He's damn well going to. One more player left. Keyboy, the last hope to try and stop this push. But he might just end up waiting it out here. So, of course, match point's not against them. Oh, missed shot, though, from Formal. Keyboy going to make this work for at least for now. What does he opt to do, though? He is going to end up saving in the end. So, fair enough. And they do give... Or take Formal down. Let's see if Tyler is able to find that op, however. No, they're not going to end up doing so. And he's going to go down due to the bomb as well. So even though they won that round, they kind of lost a bit. And Keyboy actually found an op. I believe that would have been Kish's. So at least hangs on to that, keeping them in a decent position for their economy in case they do need another round or two to finish this one off. And Saints are full solid with rifles.
St. Clair is in good positioning now. Like, I was really worried for them being down 15-10 in the position they were. Their backs were up against the wall. But they may be down a few rounds still, but they have more control over this game now. Quiche is going to be a slayer here, and he's going to get tagged down to 74, only for 26 health. But, I mean, we'll take little wins, like you said. Formal and Kamaz, they're going to find two now. A 5v3, and you're going to see them completely push through, take this A site. They have one player there. That's going to be Spooky. He's going to be under bow. And, I mean, he should be easily cleaned up. Formal's going to spot him, and there it is. Abyss
wow.
Abyss going to find two. Another round for St. Clair Saints, and we have a match, Danners.
What on earth? I know we see it time and time again. I know specifically with our Rocket League squad. As soon as it's down to, like, match point scenario, they go absolutely nuts. Is this, like, the Griffin power-up that the Saints need here? When their back's up against the wall, there's no more room for errors, that they just go absolutely insane? It's
Rutgers is
Russian.
Oh. And they only have pistols. Like Abyss and Kazam, and they're just gonna feed that. Like, look at there's one more now. It's all on to Keyboy, and he's just gonna come through Banana, and they're gonna clean him up. 15-14.
Wow.
All right. So you're gonna have Rutgers buy this round, but if they lose this, we're going to overtime, and it's gonna be 1st to 19.
I would
and you have to win by 2 in overtime.
Not have guessed that this would have been the position that we were in.
I honestly am seeing this chat right now, and everyone's saying GG's, like, good game, everything like this, but that score's 15-10 for them right now. So looking back on it 4 rounds ago, I mean, you'd probably be quite shook.
All the real ones who are sticking around here in chat and still watching the game, even though it looked like all hope was lost, you're the ones getting the benefit here today. As regardless of the result at this point, it's been a fantastic finish to this matchup. We have a little bit of damage done to Cyclone, but that's the only real engagement so far here. A site looks to be the focus, at least as of right now. Abyss is the only one even looking towards B with that the banana peak. So have to see. They're taking their time with it. Just over a minute still left to go. We're seeing how this one ends up. I'm shaking, and I'm not even a player.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there before, and Cyclone being tagged down to 74 health already, or being tagged 74 down there, and he's going to get cleaned up from Moz. That's exactly what you need, a player advantage in a close game like this. That player advantage is going to do so much with Spooky. Spooky and Raining Legos, they're going to find 3. Now a 2v3 all onto the rookies.
Oh, no.
He's going to find 1. Unicorn will be cleaned up. Rutgers will take it 16-14. Honestly, I still got to say GG to St. Clair. Still got to say GG to Rutgers. St. Clair, if they played the whole T side like they did the last 5 rounds, they would have had a much better outcome.
Holy smokes. What a finish to that one. It was so close, but Spooky at the last moment there. Really popping off with Rain Legos as well. So the hope was there. That, in theory, should have been cleaned up a long time ago. But the fact that we even got to this point was fantastic. They put on a show for it being a brand new squad with like new leadership and new blood here. The fact that it was that close was absolutely wonderful. But nonetheless, though, GG's. Well, to both teams, but nicely done there to Rutgers University on their victory here today. They looks good. Definitely have a bunch of threats in it. And whether it be this league or another league sometime in the future, I look forward to seeing them up against us.
Yeah, well, honestly, like touching base on what we talked about in the pregame, you really do see the new players and how like they come in and everything like that, right? So you have Kazam and Abyss. We said they needed to step it up, right? Like if they wanted to like do something, if they they were going to have plays forced upon them, basically, is what we were saying. And they're going to have to take a bigger role in the team being the veterans. And in my opinion, they did so. They were able to put a little bit more of an impact into the game and do something a little bit, making it more their game and control. Formal, new player, first time with this roster, fitting in well. He's dropping kills around Abyss and Kazam and etc. So those three are going in really good. I think Tyler and Unicorn, they're struggling a little bit to fit in there and building the chemistry a little bit with St. Clair, the rest of the roster. But I think with time will come, they will improve. They'll be able to fit in a little bit more. They'll learn their strats and stuff like that, right? So overall, not a bad performance from St. Clair on their debut with this roster. But moving forward, you could see a little bit maybe more some chemistry. And the big thing I got to emphasize is like keeping people on other sites, even though the pressure's on the other site, right? So like, let's say you see they're like, oh, they're pushing B. You got to keep someone over near A just for the chance that they wrap around. At least that person at A can say, hey, they're A. I need you guys to come back, etc. Right? So that's just the biggest thing that I took away from this game that St. Clair could do to improve. But needless to say, good games overall. We had a close one. I love casting close games. St. Clair, it's going to be a hell of a season, in my opinion. So I'm really excited to get things started.
Absolutely. Of course, like you just said, the seasons across all of the titles actually here on the St. Clair Saints are just about to get started. A few underway. In fact, let's take a look at the schedule that we do have available to us. Because the action, we reboot here again on Wednesday, 6 o'clock, Carleton University versus St. Clair and Collegiate Hearthstone action. Then we have some Collegiate League of Legends at 8 p.m. on Thursday, first one of the winter season versus York University Esports. Haven't played them in a little while. Looking forward to seeing how that one ends up happening. And then as you can see, FACEIT all over the place here. Starting off with Rainbow Six Siege on Saturday at 7. Then we're back here again next Sunday at 6 for some more Counter-Strike action. And then as of right now, the next match that's booked is on January 30th. But I have a feeling that there will be some additional matches in between as some of the leagues haven't quite finished off their schedules. And I feel like it'll take them less than 10 days to figure out. So we'll be sure to follow us on the Twitch channel here, of course, Saints Gaming CA, as well as our Twitter page as well. So you get notified when those matches do occur, because there's still plenty more games across all of our esports titles right down the pipeline.
Exactly. We should be live almost every Sunday with CSGO. I'm thinking that's how the schedule is going to work out for this league, this team, whether it may be. But needless to say, great game overall. I'm glad to have all 50 of you in here chatting it up, getting involved in the chat, cheering on the Saints, cheering on Rutgers, whatever team you're here for. We're glad to have you. You're always welcome. And we're really just happy to put on our first CSGO game of the semester. And I'm going to give one more quick shout out to our sponsors real quick before we end off this stream. So quick shout out to the St. Clair College Alumni Association, PC Outlet, Zeckelman School of Business and Information Technology, St. Clair College, Tim Hortons, and the St. Clair SRC. Huge shout out to them. It would not be possible without them. So it's great to have them on board with us as well. And that's going to be Deprive alongside Danners. And we hope you guys had a great time watching, and we will catch you on the next one.
Take care, everyone.